There is an idea so simple, it barely sounds like an idea, yet it may explain more about human civilization than any other concept in economics. It is called time preference, and once you see it, you cannot unsee it. Time preference is the relationship between now and later. How much do you value a reward today versus the same reward tomorrow? It sounds simple. It is not. Because embedded in that question is almost everything. Why some people accumulate wealth, why others never do, why some societies build, why others consume, why some civilizations last centuries, why others collapse in decades. Consider two farmers, same land, same tools, same weather. The first farmer eats his harvest every season. The second farmer eats some of his harvest and plants the rest. After one season, they look the same. After 5 seasons, they do not. After 20 seasons, one of them owns the valley. This is not a story about luck. It is not a story about talent. It is a story about time preference. Low time preference is the ability to sacrifice the present for a better future. High time preference is the preference for now over later. Neither is moral, neither is evil. They are simply orientations, but civilizations are built by their aggregate. When most people in a society think long term, capital accumulates, infrastructure gets built, institutions get stronger, knowledge compounds. When most people think short term, the opposite happens, quietly, slowly, almost invisibly. For most of human history, low time preference was not a choice, it was a survival requirement. You planted in spring because you wanted to eat in winter. You built a roof because weather was coming. You saved because there was no safety net. The future was not abstract. It was the field outside your door. This created a certain kind of person and a certain kind of civilization, one that thought in seasons, in decades, in generations. Then something shifted, not suddenly, gradually. Modern systems began absorbing consequence. If you borrowed too much, there were mechanisms to forgive it. If you consumed too much, credit extended the illusion. If you spent instead of saved, the state sometimes intervened. The future became softer, less immediate, less real. And when the future becomes less real, the present becomes more powerful. At the same time, an entirely new industry emerged, not to sell products, but to sell impatience. Attention became a commodity. And the fastest way to capture attention was never patience. It was urgency, novelty, outrage, pleasure. The incentive structures of the most powerful platforms in history were built around one goal: keep you here, now, not thinking about tomorrow, not building toward anything, just here. This is not a conspiracy, it is an incentive. And incentives shape behavior far more reliably than intentions ever will. The result is a civilization at war with itself. The economy increasingly rewards short-term behavior, yet wealth is still created through long-term behavior. The systems around us push toward consumption, yet the outcomes we want require accumulation. We are being pulled in two directions simultaneously, and most people do not notice. Because the pull is invisible, money is one place where this tension becomes visible. Every monetary system encodes a time preference. Some systems reward saving, others punish it. Some systems make the future feel closer, others make it feel irrelevant. A currency that loses value over time sends a signal: spend now, because waiting costs you. A currency that holds value over time sends a different signal: patience is rewarded, the future is real. This is why certain monetary ideas attract certain kinds of people, not because of politics, not because of ideology, but because of time preference. People who think long-term are drawn to systems that reward long-term thinking. The pattern repeats across history. Every great civilization invested in things it would never fully see completed. Cathedrals built over 2 centuries, aqueducts engineered for 1,000 years of use, universities founded for students not yet born. These were not acts of sacrifice, they were acts of certainty. Certainty that the future was worth building toward, that tomorrow would arrive, that someone would be there to receive it. What we call progress is largely the accumulation of deferred gratification. Every technology you use today was someone's sacrifice yesterday. Every institution you rely on was someone's long-term bet. Civilization is not built in moments. It is built in the space between impulse and action. The question worth asking is not whether you are patient or impatient. That is too personal. The question worth asking is, what does the system around you reward? What behaviors does your economy incentivize? What signals does your monetary system send? What does your culture celebrate? Speed or depth? Consumption or creation? Today or tomorrow? Because civilizations do not fail all at once. They fail one incentive at a time, one behavior at a time, one shortened horizon at a time, and they are rebuilt the same way, one long-term decision at a time, one deferred reward at a time, one person choosing tomorrow over today. The future has always belonged to those willing to wait for it. That has not changed. What has changed is how rare that willingness has become. And rarity, as any economist will tell you, creates value.